Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Radke Show. Hi, I am your host, Melissa Radke, and David Radke is behind the camera, doing what he does best, being all sexy and whatnot. So it's a Monday, and viewers are not here yet. I'm giving you a second. I'm giving you just a second to hop on. Whenever I don't see any comments or any viewers saying good morning, I'm like, something's wrong. All right. Elizabeth is here, especially when the other day, I think it was last Thursday, we went live on YouTube and oh my gosh, the trolls were out so bad. Somebody emailed me and said, Melissa, I hate to bring this to your attention, but I don't understand how I'm bringing it to your attention. The trolls were so bad today on YouTube. Did you truly not notice? And I told David later, I wonder why it is that it's 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. No, it's not. 8:30 Central Standard Time. And there's not any. But I went live that day at 9:45 and there was 1,400 apparently.
Well, I think they had probably been up late the night before in their mom's basement, playing video games or something. And so they were just waking up. So I think they
were just getting home from their job,
I think this is why it's
cleaning up a restaurant afterwards.
I think it's a perfect time because they're not up.
But anyway, she goes, did you really not notice? Like, I'm having trouble believing it. I mean, it was a funny little email. I really don't. It's when there's a lot of comments coming in, it's easy to know which ones you're looking at and which ones you're not. It's not difficult at all when you've been doing lives for a little while. I can see where it would be kind of tricky
to
the novice.
But here's the other thing. I don't want you to ever notice it. Because if I notice it, I do. Well, I've always done this, first of all. And I'm blocking and I'm doing.
What are you doing? What are you doing, David? Are you saying back to them? I don't think what y'all are saying right now is nice.
You're a meanie.
Y'all aren't really paying attention to what the topic at hand is. Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
What do you do?
I don't know, but I would never bring their mother into it. I would never.
What?
No, so that's what I used to do. Now I do this. Because I can go off screen. But here's the problem. If Melissa notices it, the show's over. Show's over. She cannot. I mean, if a light flickers, if a cord does something, the show must go on was not taught in Melissa's high school theater class. So the show must stop and go, what's up with all these trolls? And then you're not talking about what you're supposed to be talking about.
I think it's safe to say I have built a career on talking about whatever's right in front of me at the moment. I mean, honestly, if our ceiling fan just all of a sudden fell, you would want to pretend
I would not respond.
If live wires were just sparks were just going off in our office, David would pretend like nothing had happened. And I would be like, I don't know if y'all know this, but something dangerous been going on right now. Okay. I'm very good at that. Okay. I'm getting a text right now and I need to tell you what it is, David, because you don't know, but I have a suit. That's right. A suit, a jacket and pants that I purchased for Halloween, for Easter, and never wore. They've never I brought them in the Dillard's bag and then they never left this house.
Would this be the extremely pink suit?
Yes. And now I have to take it back and return it without a receipt.
Oh, that never goes.
I don't know where that receipt is. I've got no idea. I even prayed on the way home from the gym this morning. God, I know you got a lot of fish to fry today. So Monday, a lot of people bad attitudes. But I'm going to need you to help me find that receipt. And thus far, he has not. So I've got to take it back.
You said he's got a lot of fish to fry. Is there another 5,000? What is
My question to y'all is, nowadays, are receipts really necessary, or can I hand them the card that I paid for it with and them go, oh,
I think it is going to depend on the place you purchased it.
Dillard's.
Oh, Dillard's always does the thing on the back of the.
What?
They put the little yellow barcode on the back of the.
Yeah, but I think they put that there because they, that way nothing will go off when you walk out.
No. That's how they find your order.
Dillard's puts receipts on the tag.
Yeah.
What?
That's what
I thought that was so the buzzer didn't go off.
No, that yellow thing is the receipt, so they can just scan that. So
okay,
you in essence do have a receipt.
Well, good, because I don't have a receipt in essence. So I'm glad in essence I do have a receipt. And then I have that to take back. And then I bought a shirt and a pair of pants. And did I try them on before I got them? No. Trying on is beneath me. It makes me hot. I don't like to get hot. Okay? I'm not doing all that in your dressing room. So now I have to return the shirt and pants. I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, I just need that in a different size. But the other one, I want my money back. I'm never going to wear that pink suit because you've talked so ugly about it. And anyway,
because it is ugly.
And anyway, I asked Janet if she wanted to ride with me to Tyler today. And she said, well, I have to be back in time to pick up Graham at school. And I said, I literally am doing that and coming back. The only thing that we'll be even doing is grabbing lunch. And she said, okay. So she's texting me and saying, do I come now? And I have not even mentioned it to you. I've not washed my face, brushed my teeth, nothing. So what should I do about that?
I would tell her to wait just a little bit to come so you can wash your face and brush your teeth.
Elizabeth says Macy's does that too, but we're stopping it tomorrow. That's an odd comment. Does that mean, does the owner of Macy's watch me in the mornings? Because that's what I feel like.
It's Elizabeth Macy.
It's Elizabeth Macy.
It's so good to have you with us. Now, I would say that she probably is employed by Macy's.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell people, y'all know that the owner of Macy's, Elizabeth Macy, watches me I'm going to tell that to everybody. By the way, that reminds me of something. I don't know if I've ever shared this. When you guys were growing up, did you ever want to change your name? Anybody ever want to change their name? Okay. So when I was growing up, I went to youth camp every year with our church, and the name Melissa Lee was just so boring. And I decided, y'all are going to love this. I decided I was going to go to camp, and I was going to go get everybody that goes to my church on board with it before we got there. Okay. I was going to get them on board with it and be like, y'all, this is what we're going to do for the week. This is my new name. I just need y'all to get behind me. If anybody calls me Melissa, I will not turn around. I will not answer you. Okay. So just know this. I'm going to talk to y'all about what name I wanted. And then I want to know, did you ever want to change your name? Now, in the 5th grade, I wanted my name to be Bianca, and I wanted everybody to call me Bianca. That's not what I'm talking about. This one was more, Bianca was dramatic, and I was going through a phase. This one is more well thought out. Okay?
Emma Stone has recently done that.
Yeah, she wants to go back to Emily Stone.
Yeah.
They told her there's already an Emma Stone when she became Emily Stone when she became an actress. Does anybody know an Emily Stone? Because I don't think she can beat 2-time Academy Award winner Emma Stone. So let the girl have her name back. Anyway, this one was more well thought out. And the reason I'm even bringing it up is because we said Elizabeth Macy was here today. Would y'all like to know what it was? I am mortified to share this. So even back then, I had this entrepreneurial / trophy wife kind of mentality.
Those are two drastically different
Very
things.
different. Where what I had decided to do was give myself a last name of a very expensive product. Like Elizabeth Macy. Okay? I'm not going to give myself Smith or, God forbid, Corey or Gleaton. I'm going to give myself a very wealthy name. When people hear that name, they're going to be like, Do you think her family created this product?
Okay, first of all, I don't believe I know the story.
David, I assure you don't, or you would be laughing.
But
right
I
now.
have a very good idea because I'm just thinking of you growing up and products that would have been in your house. I have a very good idea. Was Melissa still the first name?
No, absolutely not. The first name was Carrie. It was Carrie.
Okay, I know the last one. I know the last one.
Carrie seemed cute. Carrie seemed petite. She seemed like a cheerleader that they would want to be the flyer or at the top of the pyramid. Okay. Melissa sounds like she gonna hold down the drum line over in the band, not really in the cheerleading squad. Okay. So I hated Melissa. So I went with Carrie.
Would you like me to-
Stop. Because if you know it, do you know what it is?
I don't know. I have I'm just thinking of products. that
Nobody's
would
going to
have been around.
believe it. Nobody's going to believe this. You guys,
I may not be right.
we've got guesses coming in. Anastasia, Tiffany, Chanel. Did somebody said, did you want to be Anastasia Chanel? And Carolyn goes, I wanted Diamond Marie. I wanted Diamond Marie. Okay. Here we go. The first name was Carrie. I couldn't have I couldn't have Anastasia Beaverhausen, for God's sake. I needed something to be practical. Carrie was the first name. David, what is your guess?
Alex, what is Carrie Estee Lauder?
Carrie Clinique.
Your mom used Estee Lauder products when you were growing up. That'd
She
be the
did.
fanciest thing.
Carrie Lauder.
So that wasn't it?
No.
I feel very confident about that.
Did you really? First of all, Estee Lauder is a woman's first and last name. Her name was Estee. And her last name was Lauder, actually.
So Carrie Lauder. But you were already Melissa Lauder.
Okay.
So-
Savannah wants to know, was it Carrie Klein? Calvin Klein was big? Great guess. No, it wasn't. Because I wanted people to know. I was so embarrassed to share this. I'm starting to feel ick. I'm starting to feel ick. I'm starting to feel ick. I shouldn't have brought up this story. Yo, I chose a name. I chose the name that I wanted people to know. That my family had been around for a long time. We were no flash in the pan. We were no Carrie Coca-Cola. Okay.
Kerry Washington?
What did he ever do?
And the name is Carrie. Oh, well, why would you want that to be associated? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show this morning. Introducing Miss Carrie
Massingill.
You're really trying
Yo.
to clean up your image.
Yo. Yo. Why would I pick that? And tell it to a church van full of people. Yeah, guys, I really want y'all to call me Carrie Massingill. And I want my people to think my family is responsible for the Massingill douche.
Well, you have been messed up for a long time.
I remember telling my mom that once. And her exact words to me, she was in the kitchen cooking, and I was just laughing and sharing that story, and she went like this. She went like this. She went, I don't even want to know stuff like that. Carrie Massingill. But y'all have to admit it is kind of it's a good name. It's got a little southern flair to it. It's cute, but it's also earthed in something of substance.
Like meat markets. We have a
Massingill meat market here. I can assure you, circa 1987, I was thinking far less about the meat market. Oh my goodness. That reminds me of the time.
How upset was you been on the church bus? You went, I want to be now known by Carrie Massingill. They went, Massingill. Oh yeah, I can see that. And
they were all thinking the meat market. They're like, oh, of course she does. That girl corn fed. Y'all, this reminds me of the time that I threw my cousin Meredith, a surprise bachelorette party at my house, and all of the women in my family came to it, and we ended up playing this. It was a little bit of a dirty game. It was for a bachelorette party, but it wasn't. The questions were a little off color, but one of the questions was, if you had to have a adult film name, what would it be? Like, oh, I don't know, Diamond Marie. Okay. Anastasia Chanel. If you had to have an adult film star name, what would it be? Okay. I wish you could have heard the names. Meredith was coming up with Jinxie Jiggles and stuff like that. But my mom was coming up with like Hot Lips McGee. Hot Lips McGee. Anybody want to know what my granny's was? She was playing the game. Elizabeth. She wrote down Elizabeth, and we said, Elizabeth.
It's a one wild and crazy night.
She goes, I've just always thought it was beautiful. Oh, Lord. What'd y'all do this weekend?
Okay, you're going to need to let Janet know to be here in, 45 minutes or an hour or however long. But speaking of, I thought of this when you said the dressing room earlier, turning your dress and such.
Uh-huh.
Did y'all see the lady that was in a dressing room and she looked down and saw a pair of shoes and a phone, and evidently a man was trying to video under the stall while she was changing, and she came out of the stall.
Quit calling it a stall. Call it a dressing room.
Oh, dressing room. I'm sorry, dressing room. Yeah, it wasn't a restroom, dressing room. But she came out and basically kind of started beating the crap out of him, and her and a couple other people held the kid. He was 19, I think. They held the kid down until the police got there. I don't know why it made me laugh. I just thought that was so funny that she just went out and went after him instead of going, not.
Let's
not
think
pursuing him. I just thought it was funny that she went after him.
Let's think for a second what we would do in that situation, ladies. Because as you know, when you go into a fitting room, you walk through a doorway. It never has a door on it. It's always open. But you walk through there, and then there's a little hall of fitting rooms. I would have just gone and stood in that doorway like this. You're not getting by me. You're going to have to stay in here and burn up like the rest of us until the police come. I wouldn't have gone and attacked him. I don't think. I would have just stood in that doorway like a mom. But you just try to cross me, son. You'll have all the money of the Massingill fortune
come down
on you.
I actually don't think that's how you would respond.
You don't?
I don't.
Let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something. And I love you, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm going to tell you like I feel. If I know there is a chance that a man has this body, unclothed and sweating in a dressing room on a video, I'm going to take action. I am going to take some action. I can't afford for that to get out.
I think you would look down and go, are you videoing me? I am so flattered.
I 100% would be like this. Oh my God, thank you. Good for her. Good for her for taking it to the streets. Golly. What would you, let me tell you this. Somebody just said, I would text, my husband. If I texted David and said, there is a man recording. I can't tell you how slow he would move. Okay. Lice would fall off of him. It would be so slow. They would just,
why do I have
I don't know. I've just heard that saying. If they just died, just fall right off. It would be that slow. He just would be like, he would walk to the dressing room like this. What bra do you have on? Do you have on the one that used to be your mom's, but then she passed it down to you? If so, you deserve what you get. Sid. I would get zero help from him.
Are you saying if I was like in the store or if I was at home?
In the store. In the store. You'd be like, oh, I'm carrying this Starbucks.
Like on the chair, like right outside the door, and I still want to get up.
All right, you guys, what did you do this weekend? Let us know what you did in the comments, and we'll tell you what we did as soon as we can think of what it was. Because I don't have a clue. I don't remember one single thing. I do know that every night of the weekend, which was a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, our kids didn't want to be with us. That stands out to me. I remembered that I thought, I went to, I put in my grocery order the other day and I ordered 24 King's Hawaiian rolls. 24. Because I thought it's the weekend. We're going to have a game night one night with the kids and their significant others. And I'll make those hot ham and cheese sliders that are so good. You pour the butter on the top and the sesame seeds and all that. I'll make that. My kids love them. The last time we had them, Rocco ate 8 of them. So I'll do that. And I bought those. And we, to this moment, have not used them because my kids will choose to go somewhere else, be somewhere else. And I never saw that coming. I'm like, y'all are going to go to her family? Well, her family's making fajitas and they're the best in the world. Shot to the heart. Rumi's like, well, I'm going to go over and just hang out with his family. They're playing cards. I'm like, I got a million different cards. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And they don't always want to be with us. And it's really starting to affect me. So last night I said, guys, before you all leave and go somewhere else, can I just say I bought 24 King's Hawaiian rolls? To which Rocco said, you know what? I've never really been crazy about those ham and cheese sliders. Well, thank God you're not crazy about them. How many would you have put away if you liked them? Because you put away 8 last time. But we did end up going last night to Cracker Barrel with my cousin Bubba and, my Aunt Melba, and Remy and Miller went with us. And we took phase 10. And you may say, like David said, we're sitting at Cracker Barrel, sitting down at the table. And I set the phase 10 cards on the table and he goes, we can't play cards here. And what were we talking about last week? When you have these unspoken rules. And I said, who said, who made the rule that you can't take a deck of cards to a restaurant and play cards while you're eating? So we did.
No, that wasn't what my point was. My point was we were sitting at a long table. It wasn't like a round table or a square table. It was like a long table.
Oh, but it worked out fine. Carolyn said it was my daughter's junior prom. Dang, that feels a little late in the year for a junior prom. Is that just me? One of my granddaughters was here from Georgia. So I spent the weekend hanging out with her. We tried to die from heat stroke because the AC went out. Work, grad parties, and saw Nate Bargatze
jealousy.
I know. That makes me sad. I love seeing graduation photos. Yeah. I'm surprised that it's prom.
Well, they have school through June, she said.
Oh.
A year-round school, so maybe they kind of adjust there. So Friday, was it Friday night or Saturday night? We went out with Grandma.
Saturday night, we went to go eat Mexican. Our kids decided to be with us for just a short period of time during the part of which we would eat Mexican food, and then we didn't see them again the rest of the night. I think they base whether they're not there with us based off of what was being served for dinner. So we went out with my mother-in-law. We went and had some Mexican. David and I shared nachos. Not that y'all asked, but we did. We had a nice time and came home, and then, we're in bed by 9:00. Because our kids are growing up and they're going out and they don't need us as much anymore. And they never miss curfew. Our kids never miss curfew. I had a friend give me this idea and I love this idea. So our kids, I'll just use Remy for an example. We do it with Rocco too. So Remy, your curfew is midnight. I'm not staying up till midnight. okay, I'm tired. I got to go to bed by 9:30. So now, granted, before y'all go, well, what if she's in an accident? What if she needs something? So, I don't know if y'all know this, but you can put on your phones, pardon me, certain people that even if your phone is on Do Not Disturb or whatever, their number will come through. So David's, Rocco's, and Remy's definitely come through if I want to Do Not Disturb. But what I do is I set an alarm on my phone for midnight. And if that alarm goes off, that girl be in trouble. Because that means she didn't make curfew. But if the alarm never goes off and I sleep right through, that means she got home in time and she came in my room and she turned the alarm off. So I always tell my kids, your curfew's midnight. I'd do it 11:58 just to be safe that I don't wake up to that alarm. Don't y'all think that's a good idea? I dare somebody
somewhere. I thought I came up with that.
You didn't come up with that. My friend Sherry came up with that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Somebody tell me that's not a good idea. Somebody will inevitably say, yeah, but what about such and such and such? They could do such and such. Tell me how that could be messed up.
We also, verify on Live 360 too. So that's just
yeah, we know where they are at all times on Live 360. But I'll say, Rocco, you gotta be home by 11, buddy.
Because I wouldn't have done this as a kid because I don't think this is right. But I might have said, okay, I know they're going to be asleep by about 10:15. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to turn the alarm off, and then we'll go back out, and then I'll come home at 2:00. I wouldn't have done that. I'm just saying there are some kids that probably would do that.
David.
And I don't think
you were one decision away from Huntsville Correctional Facility. Son wrecked his truck Saturday night. He is okay, but the truck needs some help. Hey, who cares? He's okay. Oh my gosh. There is a fear. That is a fear for me. Sue says leave a light on, and if she turns it off when she gets home, if you wake up and it's off, she's home safe. Hey, I want to know what time. No. She could have her brother. She could call Rocco. Just go turn that light off outside, and he would do it for her. Oliver just came through and asked what was for supper. He just made his own eggs for breakfast, and we're a good 10 hours. What is up with that? So I tell the kids the other day, speaking of that, Emily just said he's already asking about dinner, and it's 10 hours from now. And speaking of our kids never being home, I said to the kids this weekend, I said, y'all are really starting to hurt me. Okay. You're never home. And look at this place. Okay. It's a wonderland out here. And Rocco and Remy both start laughing and they go, oh, Mom, this is going to be the house to be at this summer. You're getting all the decks redone. We're going to want to be here with our friends all the time. I don't know what the decks being redone had to do with that, but okay. We're going to want to be out here with our friends all the time. We're going to set up volleyball in the pool. We're going to play water volleyball. This is going to be the house to hang out at during the summer. And then they left, and I looked at David and I said, I don't want a bunch of people at my house. He said, I don't want anybody coming over here. Okay. I say I want them, but truth be, I don't want anybody over here. I like to go to bed at 9:00.
I do remember last summer we had people over, it seemed like that's actually happened the last couple of summers.
I know. And I'm going to tell you, that's a financial burden. It's a financial burden. Because these kids eat so much food. And then I'm also feeding their buddies and their friends that come over. Last summer was when Rocco said it would just help. I think it would help you if you at the beginning of the week would just make a whole bunch of desserts and then just keep them around the house. Have I ever been that person? So, then I got to pay for all their friends. It's a lot, man. I'm going to have to get me a side hustle. And I don't know if you know this, but my entire life is a side hustle. It's one big side hustle.
And then there's always at least one or two and we'll say, who's that guy or who's that girl? I don't know. Well, why are they here? Who are they here with?
Right. All right. I just texted her. Let's see what she said. She said she's coming to me. Blah. Okay, so I got to get ready. But anyway, that was our Monday. Just wanted to see how you guys were doing. Glad that you stopped in this morning. We'll be back tomorrow Remember how we used to have topics like Hot Topic Tuesday? Ask us questions on what we don't do that anymore. Should we just bring something like that back?
Yeah.
I don't want any of those back. But should Tuesday be like, should I do a tutorial on here tomorrow?
Like for U.S. history or for what?
No, like should I do like just something sitting here, some type of tutorial, and then they can watch it, and then I could. You don't like that idea?
Yeah, it just depends on what the tutorial is, I guess.
How about how to stay married? We could try that out. All right. Vicky Collins said hers used to always have to come give her a kiss when they got home, and that was their breathalyzer test. I don't want no kiss at no midnight. Okay? He can tell you that. All right. Have a wonderful morning, you guys. We will see you back tomorrow on The Radke Show. Bye, y'all.
See ya. Bye-bye.